Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of American treasure, the Kennedy half-dollar coins. From a legendary 1776 to 1976 bicentennial issue to the rare 1997 D and 1971 editions, each of these coins carries a story of mystery, history, and unimaginable value. Some of them are worth thousands, others have been sold for millions. And the rarest of all could make you a millionaire overnight. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you might just realize that the coin sitting in your pocket could be your ticket to fortune. The first up, in the grand story of American coins, few names shine brighter than the Kennedy half-dollar. Born as a symbol of hope and remembrance after the tragic loss of President John F. Kennedy, this coin carries more than metal. It carries emotion, pride, and national spirit. But the 1979 edition? That's where history meets hidden fortune. Many people see it as just another old half-dollar, but behind its smooth silver-clad surface lies the possibility of unimaginable wealth. A coin that, in the right condition, could rewrite your destiny in a single night. The 1979 Kennedy half-dollar was struck during an era when America was redefining itself, economically, politically, and culturally. The mint in Denver, marked by the small but mighty D, produced millions of these coins, yet not all were born equal. A few emerged with rare imperfections, deep mirror finishes, or striking details that turned them into collectors' dreams. These aren't just coins, they are miniature time capsules, and if one has survived in perfect mint brilliance in your hands, you might just be holding a treasure worth millions in today's market. Think of it. A coin minted nearly half a century ago, meant for circulation, ending up as a piece of art worth more than a mansion. That's the kind of magic that surrounds the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar. The coin's design itself feels alive. The bold portrait of President Kennedy facing left, symbolizing leadership and courage. The shining lettering that reads, "Liberty," and the motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that echoes through generations. On the reverse, the majestic presidential seal, an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, reflects both power and peace. Every detail carved in that metal holds emotion and meanings. Collectors say the true beauty of the 1979 coin is not just in its silver sheen, but in its story. Some pieces from this year carry rare die errors, doubled letters, weak strikes, or misaligned mint marks. Accidents that transformed ordinary coins into million-dollar wonders. Imagine finding one of those in a jar of old change, not realizing that you're staring at a small fortune. That's the thrill of coin hunting. One lucky discovery can make you richer overnight, and this Kennedy half-dollar has done exactly that for some collectors. Now let's talk about value and rarity, because that's where jaws truly drop. A flawless, mirror-like 1979 D. Kennedy half-dollar, preserved untouched by time, has fetched prices in the tens and even hundreds of thousands at private sales and auctions. And in rare, unique conditions, like a double die or proof error, experts have whispered of values reaching into the millions. That's not just a coin. That's a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. Every nick-free surface, every clean rim, every perfect shine adds another zero to its worth. What makes it even more fascinating is that these coins were never meant to be rare. They were minted for everyday use, to circulate, to jingle in pockets, to buy a soda or a stamp. Yet fate decided differently. A handful of them escaped the wear of time, staying sealed in collectors' sets, drawers, and vaults. And now, decades later, their flawless survival makes them more than currency. They are symbols of luck, patience, and hidden destiny. You may not realize it, but the 1979 Kennedy half-dollar resting in your collection could be the silent millionaire sleeping in plain sight. Imagine the moment of discovery. You open an old coin roll, the light hits just right, and you see that bright, mirror-smooth coin with perfect edges and deep details. Your heart skips a beat. You rush to a magnifying glass, confirming it's a 1979 D. Kennedy half-dollar in mint state. A coin worth life-changing money. That rush, that spark of discovery, is what drives coin enthusiasts across the world. The idea that a single piece of history could change your fortune overnight. It's not fantasy. It's reality waiting for those who look closely. The Kennedy half dollar isn't just valuable because of metal or minting. It's valuable because of emotion. It connects generations. It carries the spirit of a nation that mourned a hero and celebrated his legacy through this beautiful coin. When collectors hold it, they hold more than silver. They hold a piece of American pride. And when that coin happens to be a rare 1979 piece, preserved in dazzling perfection, it becomes both a historical treasure and a symbol of endless possibility. So before you spend or trade that old half dollar sitting in your drawer, take one more look. Because it might not be just 50 cents, it could be the key to $1 million fortune. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar proves that sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest dreams. Don't let it slip away at a low price. Hold on to it, cherish it, and remember, this coin has the power to change your life forever. The second up. Welcome back, friends. Today we're stepping into the fascinating world of modern American coins, where even a coin from just a few years ago can hold the power to change your life overnight. The 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar isn't just another piece of pocket change. It's a symbol of mystery, wealth, and legacy. Many collectors overlook it because of its modern date, but buried within this coin's minting story are rare errors, mirror-finished specimens, and near-perfect strikes that have stunned coin experts and auction houses alike. If you've ever wondered whether a coin from your wallet could make you a millionaire, this might just be the one. The 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar was minted in Denver, marked by that bold little D, and though millions were struck, not all were created equal. Some pieces were pressed with such precision that their surfaces gleam like liquid silver, reflecting every detail of President Kennedy's noble profile. Others came out with small but priceless minting flaws, a faint double strike, an off-center rim, or even a barely visible die crack, turning what should be a 50-cent coin into something worth hundreds of thousands, even millions today. The thrill of this coin lies in that uncertainty. The idea that your ordinary half dollar might secretly be extraordinary. Look closely at this coin and you'll see artistry, history, and perfection blended together. The portrait of John F. Kennedy, facing left with his resolute gaze, continues to inspire pride across generations. Each letter of liberty and every curve of "In God We Trust" carries a weight of patriotism and reverence. The reverse still displays the proud presidential seal, an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength balanced by peace. The beauty of this coin is timeless, but its true value emerges only when destiny places one of those rare, flawless pieces in your hands. Collectors have a saying, modern doesn't mean worthless, and the 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar proves that perfectly. Even though it's a contemporary issue, the coin's limited circulation, its stunning uncirculated versions, and its ultra-rare minting errors make it one of the most sought-after coins of the decade. Imagine holding a coin minted just a few years ago that's already selling for life-changing amounts. That's the kind of surprise only the world of numismatics could deliver. It's a reminder that treasure doesn't always come covered in dust. Sometimes it shines brand new from the mint. In pristine mint state or proof-like condition, this coin becomes a piece of art worth displaying under glass. A 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar with perfect luster, sharp strike, and no blemishes can fetch astonishing prices among collectors who crave perfection. And if that same coin happens to possess a rare variation, such as a misaligned die or mirrored field, the price skyrockets to unbelievable levels, touching values that can literally turn a collector into a millionaire overnight. These are the coins that prove fortune sometimes hides in the smallest details. But beyond wealth, the Kennedy half dollar carries something deeper, a connection to American history and hope. When it was first introduced in 1964, it became a national tribute to a fallen leader. Every year since then, each new issue has represented resilience, memory, and pride. The 2021 D edition carries that legacy into a new century, uniting old and new collectors alike. When you hold it, you're not just holding metal. You're holding the continuing heartbeat of a story that began 6 decades ago and still inspires millions today. Now imagine this. You're sorting through your coin jar, flipping through the dull pennies and quarters, when suddenly your eyes catch that radiant glow of a $50. You turn it over, and there it is, the 2021D. The edges are sharp, the design perfect, the shine flawless. Your pulse quickens. You check under a light and realize this could be one of those ultra-rare strikes, a coin worth far more than anyone around you would believe. That's not fantasy. That's the magic that collectors live for, and it's why every coin deserves a second look before it's spent. What makes this coin so fascinating is the combination of modern perfection and hidden mystery. It's a coin that reminds us that opportunity doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it jingles quietly in your change pocket. The 2021 D. Kennedy $50 teaches patience and awareness, that treasures still exist all around us, disguised as everyday things. And when that one rare piece finally surfaces, it rewards not only the collector's eyes, but their spirit, proving that fortune favors those who truly look. So before you hand over that $50 at the counter, take a moment. Study it. Cherish it. Because that ordinary-looking coin might be worth a mansion, a car, or even a fortune big enough to change your life. The 2021 D. Kennedy $50 stands as living proof that greatness doesn't always come from the past. Sometimes it's minted right before our eyes. Don't spend it cheap. Don't overlook it. Because this coin doesn't just carry the face of a president. It carries the power to change your fortune overnights. The third up. Today, we're about to uncover the secret story behind one of the most talked about coins in American history, the 1971 Kennedy $50. At first glance, it looks like any other $50. But what if I told you that this coin could be worth millions of dollars in the right condition? That somewhere among the ordinary coins resting in old drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten wallets, there exist rare 1971 $50 with unimaginable value. Pieces so unique that collectors would pay fortunes to own them. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about luck, legacy, and the thrill of finding treasure in your own pocket. The 1971 Kennedy $50 marks the beginning of a new era in American coinage. It was the first $50 struck without silver, as the U.S. Mint moved to a copper-nickel composition. This transition makes 1971 a historic turning point, a year when silver gave way to practicality, yet beauty and symbolism remained untouched. Every line of President John F. Kennedy's portrait still carries a sense of strength and hope, as if frozen in time. And though these coins were mass-produced, a few slipped through with rare, minting flaws and stunning strike errors that transformed them into priceless artifacts, the kind that could make their finder a millionaire overnight. Imagine holding a 1971 Kennedy $50 that shines with perfect luster, untouched by human hands. Its edges crisp, its design flawless, its strike deep and sharp, like a mirror reflecting history itself. Now imagine that same coin having a secret, a small but extraordinary minting error, such as a double die obverse, a missing layer, or even a rare silver planchet that shouldn't exist in 1971. Those are the kinds of discoveries that collectors dream of, the ones that can transform a 50-cent piece into a fortune worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. But the story of the Kennedy $50 is not just about its physical beauty. It's about emotion and legacy. When the first Kennedy $50 was released in 1964, America was still mourning the tragic loss of a beloved president. This coin became more than currency. It became a symbol of hope, unity, and remembrance. By 1971, the design had already captured the hearts of millions. But this particular year's issue carried something more, the weight of change. It was the moment when the coin stepped into modern times, yet somehow managed to hold onto its soul. Collectors often say that the 1971 Kennedy $50 hides its power behind simplicity. Most people spend it without a second thought, but experts and lucky treasure hunters know better. Somewhere among the countless coins minted in Denver and Philadelphia lie specimens that defy the odds, struck on leftover silver blanks or bearing ultra-rare proof-like surfaces. These are not just coins, they're miracles of metal. The day someone discovers one of these in a roll of half dollars or a family collection could be the day they write their own story of sudden fortune. What makes this coin even more fascinating is its symbolism. The image of John F. Kennedy, his confident profile surrounded by the word liberty, stands as a reminder that greatness doesn't fade. The reverse, with a bold eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, echoes strength and peace, two forces in perfect balance. Together, they make this coin not only valuable for collectors, but deeply meaningful for patriots. It represents resilience, hope, and the idea that even in change, legacy endures. Now picture this. One quiet evening, you decide to go through your old coin jar, coins you've ignored for years. You pour them out under the lamp, one by one, until your eyes catch a familiar face, Kennedy, 1971, glimmering slightly different. You take a closer look, and suddenly you realize this might not be just any half dollar. The details seem too sharp, the texture too pure. Your heart starts racing. You grab a magnifier and there it is, an error, a variation, a clue that this coin could be the one worth a fortune. In that moment, you realize that sometimes destiny hides in plain sight. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar continues to surprise collectors even today. Each year, new discoveries surface, coins with off-center strikes, deep cameo finishes, or mysterious planchets. Some have sold for unbelievable prices, shocking even the experts. But the truth is, you never know what you might have until you look closely. This coin has turned ordinary people into overnight millionaires, not because they were lucky, but because they paid attention. That's the magic of numismatics, the art of turning curiosity into discovery and discovery into gold. So the next time you find a Kennedy half dollar, especially one dated 1971, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Hold it to the light, feel its weight, study its shine. Because you could be holding a hidden fortune, a piece of history that holds the power to change your destiny overnight. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar isn't just a coin. It's a message from the past, whispering to those who listen closely. Fortune favors the ones who look twice. The fourth up. Today, we're diving into one of the most legendary coins in American history, the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary coin with the familiar face of John F. Kennedy. But what if I told you that some of these half dollars hold the power to change your life forever? Hidden among millions of regular coins are rare varieties worth unimaginable sums, sometimes even millions of dollars. These are not just metal pieces. They are time capsules from America's bicentennial celebration, coins that echo 2 centuries of freedom, courage, and national pride. The story of this coin begins in 1976, when the United States celebrated 200 years of independence. To honor that monumental moment, the U.S. Mint decided to release special bicentennial designs for the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coins. The Kennedy half dollar became the centerpiece of that celebration, its design beautifully capturing the spirit of a nation looking back at its roots while stepping boldly into the future. On the obverse, Kennedy's portrait remained as a tribute to leadership and sacrifice, while the reverse showcased the Independence Hall of Philadelphia, the birthplace of American liberty. This wasn't just a coin, it was a piece of American soul struck into metal. But here's where things get truly fascinating. Not every 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar was created equal. Some were struck in 40% silver, others in copper nickel, and a few were minted with such flawless precision that they became proof coins of breathtaking beauty. And then, hidden among them, a handful were produced with rare minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or accidental silver planchets that slipped through the system. These rare variants are where unimaginable wealth hides. A single coin, if found in pristine mint condition or with a rare error, can fetch tens of thousands to millions of dollars in private auctions today. What makes this coin so special is not just its rarity, but the emotion it carries. Every 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar represents a nation's journey, from its birth in revolution to its growth into a beacon of freedom. Collectors across the world feel that energy when they hold this coin. It's as if you're touching the heartbeat of 200 years of history, sealed in copper and silver. When you turn in your hand and see Independence Hall, you're not just looking at a building. You're seeing the birthplace of the American dream. Now imagine you're sorting through an old box of coins, maybe something left behind by your parents or grandparents. Among the nickels, dimes, and quarters, you spot a Kennedy half-dollar dated 1776 to 1976. You pick it up, its surface gleaming under the light. Something feels different. You flip it over, and suddenly your eyes widen. Maybe the strike looks sharper, the weight feels heavier, or the edges glint with a silvery glow. That's when it hits you. This could be one of those rare silver issues or an error coin worth a fortune. That single moment could change your destiny overnight. The beauty of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar lies in its mystery. Millions were made, yet very few survived in perfect, untouched condition. The passage of time, circulation, and neglect have erased many from existence. That's why those few that remain flawless, those graded as proof or uncirculated with their full luster intact, command staggering prices. Collectors are willing to pay unimaginable sums because they're not just buying a coin. They're buying a piece of perfection, a tangible link to America's 200-year journey. This coin also stands as a symbol of unity. It bridges 2 centuries, from 1776, when the Founding Fathers declared independence, to 1976, when the world watched America celebrate its resilience. The portrait of Kennedy adds another layer of meaning, courage, leadership, and sacrifice. Every mark on this coin, every detail, speaks of pride and remembrance. It's not just a half-dollar. It's a storyteller in your palm. And that's what makes it priceless. Not just in money, but in emotion, history, and legacy. Collectors who understand its value know that even the smallest detail matters. The slightest variation in the strike, the mint mark D for Denver or S for San Francisco, or a brilliant uncirculated finish. Any of these can elevate this coin from ordinary to extraordinary. Some of these coins have sold for prices that left the world stunned. Imagine a coin worth 50 cents suddenly selling for hundreds of thousands because of a tiny error invisible to the casual eye. That's the kind of wealth hidden in plain sight, wealth that rewards those who look closer. So my friends, the next time you come across a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, don't let it slip away. Hold it up to the light, feel its weight, and remember, it's not just a coin. It's a 200-year legacy, a silent messenger of freedom and fate. Somewhere among those shining half-dollars, a few rare ones are waiting to make someone a millionaire overnight. Maybe that person is you, because history has a strange way of choosing its keepers. And this coin could be your key to unimaginable fortune. Dizzy. The last up, we're unlocking the hidden mystery behind one of the most powerful and surprising coins in modern U.S. history, the 1997 D. Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 50-cent coin, something you might overlook in your change or pocket. But what if I told you that some versions of this very coin are worth unimaginable amounts? Even millions of dollars in the right condition. This isn't just a half-dollar. It's a piece of destiny, carrying the potential to change someone's life overnight. So before you spend it or ignore it, listen closely, because this coin has the power to rewrite your fortune forever. The 1997 D. Kennedy half-dollar was minted in Denver during a time when a half-dollar had almost disappeared from everyday use. Few people used them in stores, and most were produced mainly for collectors and special sets. But inside that quiet mintage lies the secret. Some of these coins were struck with incredible precision, brilliant luster, and flawless detail, creating a beauty unmatched by normal circulation coins. And among them, a few rare minting errors slipped through the system, coins that were struck off-center with double dies or on the wrong planchet. These accidental masterpieces now command unbelievable prices in the collector's market, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands or even millions when found in perfect mint condition. But let's take a moment to appreciate what this coin truly represents. The obverse proudly bears the noble face of President John F. Kennedy, his image forever shining as a symbol of courage, leadership, and a legacy that refuses to fade. The reverse shows the majestic presidential seal, an emblem of power and freedom. Each coin reflects the spirit of America, bold, hopeful, and enduring. The 1997 D. Kennedy half-dollar isn't just currency. It's a living monument of history, one that connects generations through a story of vision and sacrifice. Now imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, or maybe you come across a jar of coins left by your parents or grandparents. You see that shiny silver edge, pull out, and the date reads 1997 D. Your heart beats faster. Could this be the one? You hold it under the light, noticing the deep shine, the perfect edges, the flawless surfaces. That tiny D mint mark glows proudly below Kennedy's neck. And right there, in your palm, could be $1 million treasure that's been waiting for decades for someone to recognize it. These moments aren't fiction. They happen to people who pay attention, who believe that fortune hides in the smallest details. The rarity of this coin doesn't just come from minting errors or condition. It comes from survival. By 1997, most Kennedy half-dollars were not circulated widely, meaning very few were kept in pristine condition. Many were tossed into cash drawers, used in vending machines, or simply forgotten. Only the sharpest-eyed collectors preserve them in sealed holders or coin sets, keeping them untouched and unblemished by time. Today, those coins, shimmering in their original brilliance, are the ones that command jaw-dropping values in the modern collector's market. But what truly makes the 1997 D. Kennedy half-dollar fascinating is its hidden emotional power. It's a reminder that greatness often hides in plain sight. Just like Kennedy himself, a leader taken too soon but never forgotten. This coin carries the echo of his promise and his dream. It's more than silver and copper. It's hope molded into metal. Every time you look at this coin, you're reminded that even ordinary things can hold extraordinary meaning, that within every small detail lies the potential for life-changing discovery. Collectors know that the difference between an average coin and a millionaire's coin can come down to the smallest imperfections. A microscopic double strike, a faint die crack, a slightly misaligned mint mark. These are the magic keys to unimaginable value. Experts have seen coins that looked ordinary at first glance later revealed under magnification to be once-in-a-lifetime treasures. The 1997 D. Kennedy half-dollar is one such coin, a coin that tests your patience, attention, and belief that destiny can appear in the simplest of forms. What's most thrilling is that this coin is still out there. It's hidden in drawers, in old coin rolls, in forgotten collections across the world. Every day, someone unknowingly handles a piece of history without realizing what it's worth. Maybe it's sitting in your home right now, waiting quietly for you to notice it. And when you finally do, when you hold it in your hands and understand what you've found, that simple piece of metal could transform into a fortune worth millions, enough to change your entire life overnight. So, my friends, the next time you come across a Kennedy half-dollar from 1997 with that tiny D mark, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look. Feel its weight, admire its design, and imagine the story it carries. Because sometimes destiny hides behind the ordinary. This coin, born from American pride and struck with quiet perfection, could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. It has the power to change your fortune forever. Not tomorrow, not someday, but tonight, the moment you realize its true worth. So keep your eyes open, because your $1 million miracle might already be in your pocket.